Yep, good morning guys. It is Saturday, October 26th. On the road pretty early this morning. It's 4:05. Headed up to North Alabama. Got an invite this week from my friends at Happy Herd to come hunt with them this weekend. I shouldn't say this weekend, but today. Picked up Happy Herd this year. They're sponsoring our channel, which is awesome. Which is our very first sponsor that we have for the channel. So they sent me an invite to come hunt with them this morning. I said, heck yeah, man, gotta give it a chance. Not sure what I'm going into, but there ain't nothing wrong with that. Get to hang out with a couple guys that I've been talking to on the telephone pretty good bit. So it's bright and early. Whew. Got that sleep in my eyes, but you know how it is. Want to hunt, want to get some meat in the freezer, so hopefully I can see me a big old doe today, which as far as I know, this property ain't been hunted much, haven't been many deer killed off of it in years because not a lot of hunting pressure, which is hopefully can be amazing for me. So I'm gonna head this way. Gotta get up here to a gas station to meet the guys, introduce myself, and be able to talk to them for the first time in person. And after that, I guess we're gonna head to the lease and lease or land or whatever. I think they own it, so that's crazy. I could imagine owning that much land. So let's get up here. Hopefully put us some meat in the freezer. Y'all stay tuned and let's enjoy this one. As you can see, I just shot. There's a limb that blocks part of what I can shoot. So I had to keep waiting, man. I think there was 5, 6, 7 big old does in here. Shot sounded good. I couldn't tell much after she ran off, so give it a few minutes, then I'll get down and check it. Nerves are rattled, man. 5, 6, 7 deer within 30 yards of you, God. Shaking like a leaf over a doe. I guess that's what keeps you doing it, but I went ahead and reloaded. Still got a buck tag I can take today, so we'll see if any bucks come in. Maybe some more does come in and get some cool footage. But alright guys. Should have waited a little bit longer, but when it ain't got down, I could see her laying over there. Go check my arrow out real quick. It's got good blood on it, which I mean she's laying right there, but I seen her kick once, so I just gonna be easy and make sure I don't give her plenty of time to die. Alright guys, I'm trying to be quiet because no telling what could be around me right now, but good blood on impact. So let me put my microphone around a little bit. Yeah, good blood on impact, so let's follow it. Big old doe. Heck yeah, man. I ain't never killed. All the years I've been deer hunting, I ain't never killed too early. Or that early in deer season like that, man. God. Big old doe. Man, I can't thank the guys at Happy Herd a lot. That's enough folks today. Inviting me out here to do this. God. That's what it's about, man. That's the whole reason me and Dad started this YouTube channel, was to make friends and create new opportunities to do stuff, and that's what I did this morning. I'm gonna be quiet. I'm gonna get back. I'm gonna drag her up underneath the stand. Get back up in for another hour or so and get her out of here. Man. Yes. Appreciate you guys. Whew. There we go. Got it where I can see y'all now. Man, I like him easy track jobs. Yeah. Heck, she only ran maybe 30 yards. The way this is real thick on this side, real thick on this side. And the guys here at Happy Herd have cut a lane, shoot lane right down the center, and that's where they put their feed at and stuff and spray their product. But yeah, man, since I walked up to there, I could see her laying there. Can't beat that, man. God. Like I I said earlier, guys, man, my nerves were wrecked. I think it was 7 deer within 30 yards of me, so my heart was pounding, man. I think I ended up waiting maybe 30 minutes before I could actually shoot one because there was so many deer one time in one area that I was practically into. I was getting kind of nervous because some of the other ones started going off the ridge over here. The one I ended up shooting, she ended up turning broadside and she cleared some limbs that I had in my way. And I took the shot, man. Made a perfect shot. Cannot beat those swaggers, guys. It opened her up right away. Good blood trail. I mean, didn't really have to blood trail her, but that's something that I practice is always following the blood. Helps you learn a lot about your broadheads. And also kind of keeps you sharp as far as tracking blood. But I think a blind man could have followed that blood trail. Like buckets just poured out. Like she was just dropping water as fast as she could run. But yeah, man, I'm tickled to death. Shout out to Happy Herd for inviting me up here. They invited my dad too, but he had some stuff going on this morning, so unfortunately he wasn't able to make it. He's got a big trip coming up, so he gets to go out there to Colorado and try doing some mule deer hunting. Very first time ever, so let's keep your fingers crossed he has a good time out there and gets it some good footage. That'd be awesome to see. But I'm gonna shut up here. Just sit here in case a buck walks by. And do some lazy man hunting, wait for my ride to get here. I ain't used to that. I'm used to tracking miles in the woods. But on the board, man, that's number 2 for the year. So that's another kill shot on cam, guys. God. Alright, I'm gonna get off here. I think I can hear something walking, so maybe it's Big Boy. Maybe he has some horns on his head. About ready to punch a buck tag, so y'all stay tuned and we'll see if anything happens. Well, guys, man, I had a good successful morning. Definitely want to give another shout out to the Happy Herd guys. Appreciate them inviting me up here and giving me the chance to harvest big old doe. Can't beat this stuff, guys, man. Picked them up as our sponsor this year. Been using this stuff for years. Reached out to them, man, and they wrote me back. And since then, man, we've been working together. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Definitely enjoyed making it. But if you ain't yet, please hit that subscribe button. Hit the like button on this video. Share it with your buddies. Hopefully you enjoy it. And hopefully we'll be putting out some more this year. Until next time, guys, we'll see y'all. Alright, guys, that is not the end of the video. Actually, afterwards, I took care of the deer, got her innards out, did all that kind of stuff. I sat down with the owner and the salesman of Happy Herd and let them kind of talk about the product for a little while and what makes them unique in the hunting industry. So hope you enjoy this next little segment, and besides that, man, hope you enjoyed it.
Anybody wants to know, but I mean, that's the same thing. I mean, it gets to that point that sets this aside from this and sets this aside from this, and I won't even name any names of feed and stuff because I've used it all the feeds work. Big and J, Black Magic, your minerals that's got Kool-Aid and sweeteners in it, you got these guys that's got this in it. It all works. It's gonna bring a deer to the corn pile. It's going to. But for $4 or $5 extra of something that lasts for 2,000 pounds of corn rather than 50 pounds of corn, like we used to do, because we dumping anything and everything we buying at Walmart. I mean, and that right there, plus the fact that I can hit my boots with it, I can spray the tree with it, I can cover my scent with it. I mean, and it's a whole thing, and it's going to stay in there, that oil base. Now, also, too, on them powders and stuff, them deer step in it. Yeah, they might track it 10 or 15 yards, then their feet are clean. But that oil base stuff, when they walking back in this thicket, like where they're going to come from tonight, daddy fed, and my other deer already been to it, I better hurry up and go, because I done crossed their trail where they tracked it. Yeah. I mean, it's the same thing like I just said for your instance. I mean, you were in there for what time did you shoot this morning?
7:50.
7:50. So I put you in there right at 6 o'clock. So less than 2 hours with a 50-pound bag of corn, 5 or 6 squirts across the pile 1 or 2 times in a tree. You seen 8, 9 deer this morning.
Mm-hmm.
Turned around less than an hour of you being in the blind and me dumping a bag of corn on you driving the 4-wheeler in there. You seen deer in less than 30 minutes.
It's probably like
45 minutes, less than an hour. Yep. Seen deer. I mean, it's.
Well, do me a favor, guys. Introduce yourself.
Good. You see that tree just fall?
No, I heard it.
Good Lord.
You gonna introduce yourself or you gonna stay quiet?
Oh, I'm Hunter Browse.
I'm Hagen Burnett.
Matt Luck.
These are my happy herd friends.
Yeah. I told you it was going to be like magic, man. If you've got the right property, the right pressure, you know, not over hunting it, not overdoing it. We're not in here every day. I mean, if anything, somebody's down here once a week, if that, and that's just to feed. And yeah, we need some more does killed and stuff, and we've got some good bucks. You stuck a good buck last year. We've got a bunch of them from previous cameras we ran. We don't even run them no more, but I mean, I told you you're going to shoot a deer today, whether it was this morning or this evening, and you shot one less than 2 hours. You had deer on you in less than an hour. Hunter seen 3 deer walking in this morning earlier before I come out. I mean, the property's here. So, I mean, it all comes down to property, but it's one of those things, too. I mean, back to everything else is just there's so much you can do with that little bottle. I mean, you got a squeak on your trailer, spray it. You got a squeak on your stand, spray it. The wind switches on you, spray a little on the tree above you. It's going to cover your scent just like everything else. I mean, deer on the back of the damn 4-wheeler is what damn makes it happen. I mean, I told you the other day when I told you we was coming down here, if you wanted to go, you was going to kill a deer. You couldn't promise what it was going to be because you never know down here.
I had to take the leash off of her. That way nobody seen the collar.
Yeah, and I had to open that pen. I let that pen out, and when they weren't doing what they were supposed to after you shot the first one, I was hoping you'd get a second shot. That's when I had to release that dog. But that's, I mean, we do it somewhat right down here. I mean, we do manage it fairly well. We need some more does killed, and somebody needs to kill a buck down here, which we don't put enough time in down here to really, I mean, we expect to see deer every time we come down here. I mean, we do, but whether it's going to be a 150, you know,
yeah.
If it's in Hunter's vocabulary over here, you know.
So you're gonna have everybody mad at you because you mean happy herd can't guarantee you 150-inch deer?
I can't guarantee it, and that's the same thing. Everybody we the picture everybody tries to make fun of has got a smiling deer on it, and yeah, I'm not gonna promise you 150s because your property has to have 150 for it to come in.
Yep.
I mean, that's just like any other feed you use. I don't care what you use. I mean, Jared on the pro staff killed a doe the other day on a 2-acre spot behind his dad's house. And yeah, he's got 4 or 5 different bucks coming in. I busted one opening day. I mean, you killed one this morning. Jared's buddy sprayed some out within an hour and a half of dark. She come in 30 minutes before dark. He busted her. You got to have them for them to come in. But I'm not going to guarantee it's going to change his everything and make him come in because nobody can guarantee that in the feed industry, not unless you're in a damn pen.
I like what you were saying earlier, about it being oil-based. So when you spray it on the ground, you got deer step in it. Deer separate. One goes one way, one goes the other way. And all that does is just disperse that scent.
Yeah.
And the deer will be like, hey, I wonder where that is, and I'll come back to it.
Yeah. I mean, that's the same. I mean, and that's the whole fun part about it. Like, if you want me to, I'll do it on anybody. Anybody wants to come to me, I'll spray 4 or 5 squirts on your hands, rub it on both hands.
Yep.
Let's see how long it takes you to get it off.
Yep.
Same thing with deer. When they get it on their hoofs, when they get it on their fur, standing in their corn, when they walk back, they're leaving a scent trail that just turns around, and that's the whole fun part about it. Like I said earlier, too, you take that smell. Everybody sticks to what they started with. That's why caramel apple's a big one. Buckskotch is a big one because it smells good. It smells like grandma's candy at church, pretty much. Game changer, that vanilla. Everybody sticks to that same bottle, but
yeah, but that goes deeper than a flavor too, because most people that start with a product stay with a product.
No,
right?
that is true. That is true.
When you got a product, it needs to be doing something.
It needs to be doing something.
Especially these older guys, man. They
that's
ain't
the
really
hard
straying away from.
That's the hard ones.
But they don't use a lot of product.
No, and they don't. And I mean, I'm not against the guys. I mean, like, you hunt a bunch of public land. You can't feed and attract on public land. Now, you can use happy herd on public land because it is a cover scent. It's labeled that it can be used as a cover scent. Right. But the fun part of us is everybody's all keen on these smells, which, I mean, you know, you go to the store and stuff like that, you pick up any kind of bag of feed, it's got a smell to it. Normally it's a pretty good smell, but I haven't seen one yet that you can take that smell away from it and that extra aroma and them not come into it. Because that bottle right there, I'll take that white oak smell out of that one, and these deer are still going to come to it with that pheromone. Because that's all it is. It's that extra little dusting. And that's what it does. But, I mean, and it's one of those things, too. I mean, once you start on something, I mean, just like when we were behind the house, when we was hunting over there, I mean, we was hard on Black Magic. That stuff and that, what was it, Big and J? We was hard on everything.
But I put so much out, they's digging holes for 3
Yeah,
years.
I mean, we was dumping all kind of stuff out.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's one of those things, too, that it's even feeding those, adding Happy Herd to it is not going to change the way it works.
Yeah.
It's just going to be a bonus that they're coming in there, getting that protein from whatever feed you're feeling, getting that, you know, good minerals and everything else you're feeding. They're just going to get that touch on their foot, and they might pull 1 or 2 other deer in.
You know, since we announced and we was kind of we were working together and stuff like that, I had a couple people reach out to me. One guy was like, "Okay, why do you use this?"
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm like, to me, you know, correct me if I'm wrong, the smell, the caramel, the butterscotch, stuff like that, it attracts them in.
Yeah.
And I feel like that pheromone, once they get in there, they're not as edgy.
No.
You know, it's kind of common.
Mhm.
And then I had another guy reach out to me and say, "This stuff's crap." And I wrote him back, "Okay, why do you say it's crap?" "Well, I poured a whole bottle on the ground and ain't touched it yet." I'm like, "Well, buddy, you ain't supposed to use a whole bottle."
That's when I first ran into Chris Browse.
Well, what if it's so different that they're just like, what is that?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
And
let's say it's just acorns everywhere, then you use some crazy persimmons.
Mm-hmm.
There ain't no persimmons around nowhere. So it's like, yeah, they might like it, but it's still gonna, I think, confuse them.
And it does, and that's what I mean, and that's the whole fun part about it is too, because we've done some research. It's gone to places and stuff like that. It's done research, and I can't tell you that they don't smell the difference between persimmon, the vanilla, the white oak. I can't tell you that. Now, that pheromone in there, all it does is it's not something that they have to have. It's something like that. It hits that curious factor.
Yeah.
Right. Same thing
So
for us.
it's just the same thing as when you use anything else. It's got a little curious factor in it, but it's one of those things too that a lot of these people don't put a pheromone and stuff. It's feed that these deer have to have. I mean, you know, you're coming in now that you're wanting these deer to grow everything they can. Right now you're competing with acorns. I mean, you got a bunch of acorns on the ground, so you're competing with it. So you don't have a feed in there and you're just feeding corn and your deer went nocturnal. That could be the problem. They're having a fight with acorns. But just like, for instance, that guy, when he says it's crap, my first bottle I bought from Chris Browse inside of Mark's Outdoors, I believe it was. It was a store he was selling to. And I turned around and I was, "Man, does this work?" "Yeah, it works." Big believer. I mean, he was the owner at the time, doing this, doing that. Like, he was big on it. He called me a week later, "Man, was that stuff working?" "No, it ain't freaking working." "Why?" "Because the same reason the guy that might watch this that dumped the bottle out, dump that on your face and take a whiff. It's too much. It's way too much at one time. 50 pounds of corns,
It's overwhelming.
4 to 5 squirts. You're just trying to trigger the curiosity factor. You're not trying to freaking boom explosion up in their face.
I think a good phrase is "for me," right?
Yeah.
So for me, I haven't had a problem anywhere I went.
No.
A few squirts. It don't matter if it was my brother's, my house, any behind Jacob's.
Mm-hmm.
Within a certain amount of time, they were on camera.
Yeah.
On camera every time.
It's-
So why is that beneficial? So we're not just trying to get deer on camera. We're trying to get certain deer on camera,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So, and it helps with that aspect
Mhm.
because then I can check to make sure what's still there. what
It's
ain't still
like
there.
for me this year, I was out, and that was before when me and you first started talking. So I was out. So it's been a year since I sprayed any. Got the bottle from y'all. Literally go over there, and there's a pine tree in the dead center where my camera is. Sprayed a couple squirts on it, sprayed it around, and the first picture I have is a doe with her head up against it, and
Too
3 or 4
close.
pictures in a row. Just
Yeah.
It's that curious factor, and
That was the true test, though. When you put it on a piece of foliage and they go right to it on camera.
that's
I mean,
That to me
was
is
one of
saying
the
that's
first things I
working.
did with
that's
it,
the way.
you
I mean,
know.
that's just like last year on this power line. It's overgrown again right now. When we feed a power line or something like that, we didn't have access to a tractor like I wanted to do to cut it and do everything else. when I come out of there, I'm going to spray. I'm going to drive that four-wheeler from that corn pond. As I'm going up, I'm going to spray a squirt every 20, 30 foot. And that, to be honest with you, that right there is going to clear that out just enough to where I keep feeding and I can shoot from that shooting house. Because they're going to come in and eat the briars. I don't care. When they're coming to your corn, they've already ate some acorns. They've already picked up a briar on the way. They're going to snack on the way to what they know is already there. Just like today, they hear that four-wheeler come in, that four-wheeler stays running. That bag of corn goes out, they hear the crinkle. Then all of a sudden, I catch it in the wind. Yeah, Daddy done fed. I'm going to let him get out of here. I'm going to take my little break for a minute. I know it's there. I'm coming.
Yep.
And here they come. I mean, you get them on a time pattern. I know not everybody's property can do that. This is a little piece of private property. I've got hunting clubs that don't react that quick, but I mean, same thing with that deer I killed down there at the club on opening day. That morning, I'd have promised you $100 I'd have seen a deer. Didn't see a deer. Drove the four-wheeler in that evening, poured a bag of corn out, sprayed a couple squirts of corn of a game changer on it. She drove the four-wheeler out while I was getting in the stand. Hour and a half, 2 hours later, she knew that I was already out of there. She heard that four-wheeler leave. Game on. There's little things you pick up over. I mean, and it all comes down to it. I mean, like I said, we all grew up putting peanut butter on a tree. We all, you always fed right up until season because it ain't been legal for till the last 3-4 years, however long it's been. So it's a bonus, but it's the same thing. I mean, I might go in here and sit a different corn pile this afternoon and bust another doe. But you turn around, Hunter might walk through this down acorn flat down here, and he's gonna see deer. And there's acorns in there, but you've watched them, and I know you watched them multiple times. They pick when they cross that line of where you walked, and they smell that happy earth on the ground. They something's different. Now I'm curious. Now where did he feed? Like where am I going? What direction? And you'll watch them walking. I mean, I've got videos of them licking ladder stands. That guy from Georgia that we've got that's on the pro staff too. Hope he's doing better. I know that storm hit them hard, but I mean, he caught us within a day of getting it and went out to a spot, I think behind his shop on a dirt road, put a bag of corn out, sprayed it. It was 40 something minutes later. She's sitting there, stepped over the corn to smell the limb that he'd hit with it. I'm not going to tell you every deer is going to do this. I can't promise you that's deer hunt. I can sit here and tell y'all that you sit with me for a morning and afternoon down here, you're going to see a deer. 80-90% of the time, you're going to see a deer between two hunts down here. But it's deer hunting. There's always a chance the wind's wrong. There's always a chance, hey, I'm full. There's always a chance you got a full moon backing you up that night. Them deer know that.
Best way for me to say it is, yeah, there's a million products, but any little thing to give you that advantage. Happy herd might not be for everyone, but also, you got people like me, my dad, people on our pro staff and stuff like that. Just watch the stuff they do. I mean, give you a little confidence in it. Try it for yourself.
Yeah, I mean, that's the whole thing, and that's the whole try thing. I mean, we've posted and posted and posted of don't squirt too much. Way too much can be.
That bottle lasts.
That bottle lasts. That little,
you can grab off that
this
shelf.
little 16-ounce bottle right here. This 16-ounce bottle right here will do over 1,000 pounds of corn and feed.
I know it's bad for business, but my last bottle lasted me 3 years.
Yeah, and some of it will last longer. Now, a lot of these spots that I come down here, I've got another buddy of mine that hunts in Chelsea, and he's a huge persimmon fan. I have watched him go down here with the big bottle, 32-ounce bottle, put out 3 bags of corn. This joker will spray 30 or 40 times. The other day, his sprayer quit working on him. He dumped half the bottle around the corn pile.
Oh, God.
He had 12 deer in there before dark. But he's been using it.
And believes in it.
Yeah, I mean, he obviously believes in it, but he's been using it. They're used to it. He's got 8 or 9 shooter bucks on camera back here. Does everywhere. I mean, all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, the first time, don't overdo it. If I'm on a new property and I put out, you want to find deer quick. You pick up a little piece of property in a neighborhood. You pick up a little piece of property over here and you want to see deer quick. Scatter a bag of corn over a 10-foot area, 50-pound bag, 10-foot area, and spray 4 to 5 times on that corn and hit a limb right above it, 1 or 2 squirts. Walk away, leave the camera, watch the magic. That's all it is. You don't have to carry extra feed in there. You hang this on. I mean, mine hangs on my four-wheeler. I've got bottles hanging in the truck. I mean, sometimes I'll even put a little behind my ear, depends on how she's feeling that night. But I mean, It's one of those things. I mean, it's the same thing. I mean, everybody jokes about it, but what other damn hunting product right now can you use to fix the squeak on your jack on your truck?
Yep. It's a multi-use product.
Yeah, I mean, what can you
Who
do?
wants to carry WD-40 into the stand with them?
What can you do on your tree stand, you know, if it's squeaking? I mean, it's everything. I mean, you can do all kind of different stuff with it, and that's what makes it fun, but that's what everybody doesn't understand. That's the whole concept, too, is, you know, I mean, I don't make a ton of money, so, you know, buying corn that week, I can't really afford to go buy extra feed and extra stuff like this, but that one time that I spend $20 on a bottle of Happy Herd, I can go feed my 4 or 5 spots on a property 10 damn times.
Mm-hmm.
And it's that little extra edge that keeps that damn curiosity factor buzzing.
Yep, especially in a big hunting club, stuff
Yeah,
like that.
big
Just something
hunting
to
clubs,
break yourself
everything
up.
else. I mean, and that's the thing. We're trying to get the feedback. I need somebody to make our feed. Our feed is freaking nasty. Our feed's amazing. Our mineral's amazing. Been struggling to find somebody that can actually trustworthily make it and make it right and do it. You know, and that's what's hard right now is, I mean, you think about it, I mean, just over here where he's sitting, you've seen the acorn trees. You've seen the acorn trees going in there to your spot.
Last year was worse.
Yeah,
We had was it bumper crop, what they call it?
Yeah.
I ain't never seen so many acres in my
You've
life.
seen the acorns, but I mean, you've seen them going up
Big
there to
ones,
you.
too.
Mm-hmm.
You've seen them coming up there to you, and you've seen them coming into you. And you're sitting in a pine thicket. You're sitting on the top of a pines with damn acorns all around you. Where'd they go to?
Yep.
Apparently, she didn't go to the acorns.
Well, guys, I hate to cut it, but I probably need to get her taken care of before she
Yeah, we need
gets
to
carried
get
away
her
by the
on
flies.
ice. You need to get going. I need a snack.
Time for
I'm
some
gonna have to
food.
get a snack, and if somebody's killing another one this evening,
Hey, man, I appreciate both of y'all. Thank y'all for letting us come down here.
come on, man.
All right, guys. I appreciate them taking a second to talk to us. If you want to pick up a ball of your own, check out their website. Use promo code MetalNeck. Get you some money off of it and get you to try this product for yourself. Till next time, I guess we'll see y'all, man.